We've got high school basketball on tap here from Edgewood High School in Ellisville, Indiana. So happy you're with us as Edgewood and Bloomington North get ready to tip off. In the center circle, it'll be Caden Jones set to jump center against Levi Lindemann for Edgewood and North, respectively. Edgewood in its home white uniforms with black numerals, letters, and trim outlined in red. And Bloomington North in its maroon uniforms with gold numerals, letters, and trim. The referee has the ball in his hands, walking it into the center circle as Lindemann and Caden Jones jump center. The tip is won by Bloomington North, and we are underway here at Edgewood. Nathan Walker running the point for Bloomington North in its first possession, moving right to left as we see it. Walker stops, perimeter right, picked up closely there by A.J. Norris. J.R. Cross gets his first of many touches in this game, dribbles around a screen, fires a left wing three well off target. Rebounded underneath the basket. It is fought for and controlled by Edgewood's Carter Hayden, an empty first possession for Bloomington North.
That's what Edgewood wants to do, Nick. Force bad shots, especially from the perimeter, and you just got to pray that North misses a few tonight. A.J.
Norris, the sophomore guard, bounces left to Reese Roberts. Now up top, it's Carter Hayden, the big fella. Slightly right of center, Evan Jacobs gets it, dribbling across the key. He needs some help, and he finds it in the form of Reese Roberts. On the left perimeter, Roberts crosses the lane, left to right, driving in. He kicks to the far side. Caden Jones misses a three short, and J.R. Cross elevates for the rebound for Bloomington North. Moving the ball into the North forecourt. Cross gives it up to Walker on the left wing. Now Walker between the circles, bounces to Tevin Bridgewaters. Bridgewaters hands off back to Walker. Dribbling right of the lane, into the far corner it goes for Rex Spear. And now back up top to Cross. A minute gone. Scoreless between Edgewood and Bloomington North. North with its second possession as Levi Lindemann makes a three from straight on. And North takes a 3-0 lead.
Lindemann was burying triples in warm-ups, Nick. I saw him look up at what seemed to be his father, and he mouthed, "I'm feeling it tonight." 1 for 1 to start.
Lindemann's father, Todd, played at Indiana in the late 90s, staying not too far from home whatsoever. Inside, Carter Hayden gets a touch for Edgewood. Through a double team, he puts it up with the right hand and scores. Didn't even need the window. And Edgewood cuts it back to a 1-point game as North leads 3-2, 1 minute, 45 seconds in.
Hayden undersized in that one-on-one on the block by 3 or 4 inches, but a little bit of touch to get the 2 to go.
Nathan Walker crosses the timeline for Bloomington North, moving right to left as the Cougars look for a rivalry win on the road here at Edgewood. Lindemann dribbles to the left baseline, backs his way to the block, kicks it back up top for Cross, dribbling back to the block he goes, put it up way too hard. Rebounded on the weak side by Reese Roberts, and a foul going up the floor assessed to Bloomington North. So J.R. Cross, a very efficient scorer, off target on his first 2 attempts of this game.
Yeah, didn't hit the rim on either 2 attempts. The first one was about a 33-foot three-pointer. He was on the move going left. He's a right-handed shooter. That had no chance, and then that time he could have set his feet, jump stopped, and he's taller than a majority of these Edgewood defenders, where he could have shot over someone, didn't set his feet, and was moving too quick on the runner.
5:45 to go, first quarter. Bloomington North leads Edgewood 3-2. Edgewood has the ball in the forecourt, moving left to right as we see it. Carter Hayden gives it up left side as Caden Jones tries to bounce down low, almost turned it over, but Evan Jacobs corrals. Back outside the arc in the far corner, it goes up top to Norris. Between the legs, Norris dribbles, directing some traffic with his left hand, bouncing with his right, now out near midcourt. He gets a screen, dribbles around it to the right wing, can't penetrate. Now he drives into the lane, spins around, fades, fires, but the shot goes in and out. And it's rebounded by Lindemann for Bloomington North. Walker back to Lindemann across the timeline on the right edge. Lindemann jab steps, now dribbles to the free throw line, kills the dribble there. Gives it up to Spear at the top. Rex Spear dribbles with the left hand, bounces to Bridgewaters at the free throw line. Bridgewaters pulls up and knocks down the mid-range jumper. And Bloomington North now leads Edgewood 5-2.
That's why the Cougars are so dynamic, Nick. They're strong at every position. Guys fill voids offensively.
Here's Caden Jones trying to answer for Edgewood. He hands off to A.J. Norris on the left wing. Between the leg dribble for Norris. Now he gives it up top to Reese Roberts. Across the wing they go to Carter Hayden on the right side. Hayden, the big man, hands it off to Jacobs in the near corner. Now up top, Roberts tries to drive, spins into the lane, puts up an underhanded shot with the left hand, and he scores. Great touch there by Reese Roberts.
That's a fantastic move to the weak hand, the scoop around and over the defender.
Walker traveled as he got the handoff from J.R. Cross, and Bloomington North turns it over trying to move quickly into the front court, but maybe just sped up a little bit too much.
You can tell when North has the ball offensively, Nick. I mean, it is obvious how much quicker they are every possession with the basketball, without it, when they move at their pace. But at the same time, a couple of these trips, they've been moving too fast where they're even ahead of their own feet offensively.
4:18 to go, first quarter. Bloomington North leads Edgewood 5-4. Edgewood has the ball in the front court to our right. Carter Hayden across the top to Evan Jacobs, and now up straight away. Caden Jones tries a three, a little bit too strong. Rebound tipped into the hands of Rex Spear for Bloomington North. So Edgewood comes up empty after the Bloomington North turnover. Now the Cougars have it back. Here's Walker for Bloomington North. To the free throw line, it's Tevin Bridgewaters kicking left wing to Lindemann, who buries another three. And Levi Lindemann is 2 of 2 from downtown early in this one.
Man, for 6'6", he strokes it from distance, Nick. I mean, that is no hesitation, right up and over you for three.
8-4, Bloomington North extends its lead. 3:37 to go, first quarter. Carter Hayden on the left edge needs some help. He bounces to the far corner where Reese Roberts crosses to the free throw line, puts it up underhanded, way too hard, missed the rim. Offensive rebound for Edgewood. Bloomington North wants to travel. They don't get it. Instead, it's 2 points for Edgewood as Reese Roberts is there on the follow.
Evan Jacobs on the offensive rebound, though. He was confident and strong in the lane, found the open guy right under the rim.
Nathan Walker driving to the right block, had it swatted away, and Edgewood comes up with the steal. Pushing the pace in transition, Roberts tries a baseline jumper and buries it, and we are tied at 8, almost single-handedly thanks to Edgewood's Reese Roberts.
This is the exact start that the Mustangs wanted so far early in the first, Nick.
North getting ready to substitute in 4 players off its bench. Tevin Bridgewaters crosses the free throw line, dribbles into the lane, back up top to Walker. Walker lobs inside, had his pass deflected, stolen by Edgewood. Back-to-back turnovers for North, and Edgewood has a chance to take its first lead, but trying to push the ball up the floor. A.J. Norris threw it out of bounds. A little bit too far out of the reach. He was looking for Caden Jones.
Nobody's played better minutes in this game so far early on than Reese Roberts, the shortest guy on the floor, 6 foot, the guard. He had 2 steals the last 3 possessions defensively. He made the mid-range jumper. He made the layup underneath. He's playing hard, and he's extremely efficient early in this game offensively.
8-8 our score, 2:34 to go first quarter between Edgewood and Bloomington North. The Cougars, North has the ball. They just substituted 4 players into the game. Alex Miller now handling the point. J.R. Cross, the only starter still out there for the visiting Bloomington North Cougars. Far side wing, it's Miller. Dribbling back to the top as North gets into its offensive rhythm. Miller sporting teal-colored shoes in stark contrast to his maroon uniform. Still can't drive from near the midcourt circle. The Edgewood students loving the defense that their team is showing here on home court. Kamarian Washington inside the arc on the left side, kills the dribble and gives it up. And now on the left wing, it's J.R. Cross, who is cold. 0 of 2 to start the night for the 18-point scorer. Cross, tough defense, penetrates the arc, spins on the left side, misses too strong on the mid-range jumper. Rebound swatted out of bounds, last touched by Bloomington North. And Edgewood's defense, Luke, really ratcheted up in the latter stages of this first quarter.
That's how you guard someone right there, Nick. That's team defense, rotation, the bench is into it. You mentioned the students early on in that possession. This is a fantastic start all around from Edgewood. You got to credit their head coach, Matt Wadsworth. He's got these guys ready to go.
And now the Mustangs looking for their first lead. 90 seconds to go, first quarter. We're tied at 8. Edgewood with the ball in the front court. Reese Roberts gives it up. Left wing to Luke Druckery, who's in off the bench for the first time. Into the lane goes the sophomore, into the near corner now. Dylan Wickens trying to drive baseline, kicks back out to Druckery. Into the lane, Druckery goes, had it blocked from behind by John Bargin, but Edgewood gets it back on the deflection. And Evan Jacobs tried to put it up just outside the lane on the left side, had his arms swatted, and a foul assessed to Bloomington North as Edgewood nearly lost it but somehow kept possession.
Now, sometimes in matchups like this where you talk about North coming in as the better team, they're playing better basketball, they might be flat, but I think Edgewood is just playing well early on.
And right there is an example as to why. Reese Roberts got the inbound pass, made some space for himself underneath the basket, laid it up and in with the right hand, and Edgewood takes a 10-8 lead in the final minute of this first quarter. J.R. Cross answers with a nice right-handed layup underneath the left side of the basket, and we are tied at 10.
That's what you got to want to see from Cross. Get to the rim.
Cross gets his first points of the game. Slightly left of center, Reese Roberts has it up top. Dylan Wickens back to Roberts. Roberts holds the ball over his head, now passes to the right wing for Druckery. To the near side, it's Norris driving baseline. Nice pass underneath the basket. The right-handed layup, though, too strong from Druckery. Second chance points for A.J. Norris. Another offensive rebound for Edgewood. And the Mustangs take a 12-10 lead. 25 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Big trip here. You would like to think that North is going to wait for the last shot.
J.R. Cross dribbling behind the back. 16 seconds to go for Cross to operate. One for his first three. Looking a little bit sped up early on in this rivalry game on the road. Cross gets a screen, pops for a left wing three, well off target. Offensive rebound fought for and lost by Bloomington North. Edgewood, though, turns it over in the backcourt. Cross puts up a baseline floater as time expires, and he scores to tie it at 12. Fantastic perseverance there by J.R. Cross. It looked like Edgewood had a chance at a full court heave. Cross intercepted the pass and somehow scored with a nice floater.
Nick, it was kind of one of those situations where you're saying, oh, he took the ball away or he tipped it, nobody really has possession, here comes the buzzer. And in about half a second, he turned, fired, and then hit. I mean, what a difference that makes. If you get a stop there, obviously this place is rowdy, they're into it. The Mustangs are playing really solid basketball early on in the game, hanging right there. You get a lead going in the second. It's not the end of the world. It's still so early, but what a little silencer there from Cross Jr. after, frankly, kind of a rough quarter from him offensively.
He was 0 for his first two, made his last two shots to close the quarter. For Edgewood, Reese Roberts with 8 of the Mustangs' 12 points. And for Bloomington North, Levi Lindemann has made a pair of threes, scoring half of the Cougars' 12 points. I'll tell you what, mention that North probably the better team on paper, but Edgewood, the defensive intensity has especially been really impressive. It looks like we are going to see a very close game here tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned North not scoring much. Well, they averaged 59 points per game, Nick. They were held to 12 in the opening frame. You do the math. That's 48 total if you can keep them on that pace. You would like to think with North and the Cougars stroking it at over 40% as a team. That's a high school team, over 40% from beyond the arc on the season so far. And we're deep into this new season, new year, where you got to give these guys credit. They're going to knock down some shots tonight, but Edgewood, slow the game down, take your time offensively, kind of dig into them come the second half.
And as we start this second quarter, we're tied at 12. Edgewood handles, moving left to right. The Mustangs have it with Norris way out on the left side, pressured heavily by John Bargin, who had a block in that first quarter. Norris looking for some help. He almost threw it into the backcourt, and he did throw it into the backcourt. Great on-ball pressure by John Bargin right there. Norris's pass was errant, and North forces a turnover.
Bargin was a part of the 4 Cougars who came into this game in that first substitute rotation, and he's brought a lot of defensive intensity.
Derek Cross gets a screen, dribbles left of the lane, had the ball swatted out of bounds. Talking to the referee, saying he thinks he got hit in the mouth. There was a lot of contact as he sprinted with a full head of steam. North will have it on the baseline here.
This is my first look personally at J.R. Cross Jr., Nick, and the athleticism is definitely impressive. He's kind of one of those guys that glides on the floor. I would like to see his handle a little bit more. I saw him show it off in warm-ups, but he prides himself on the three-point jumper.
Cross gets it in the far corner off the baseline inbound. 30 seconds gone, second quarter. We're tied at 12. Near side, it's Alex Miller for Bloomington North. Now up top, Bargin gives it back off to Kamarian Washington, who stops halfway down the lane on the right side. Cross-court pass to Alex Miller on the left wing. Miller dribbles to the baseline, kicks it back out to Cross. Great defense here by Edgewood. No open looks for these Bloomington North shooters, and the Edgewood students are loving it. Washington way out on the right edge, maybe getting a screen, but instead he gives it up top to Bargin. Now on a feed, it's Taj Schulberg getting his first touch of this game for Bloomington North. Deep into this possession and just no open looks for Edgewood. Probably about a minute off the clock and no shot attempt just yet. J.R. Cross takes his defender one-on-one, crosses the key left to right, now into the lane. He had it blocked away. Great defense by Edgewood. Here come the Mustangs in transition, almost losing it, but keeping possession. Up top, Caden Jones lobs it into the lane. The ball is loose. It's up for grabs, and Edgewood turns it right back over to North. Up the floor quickly, it's Washington on the right baseline. Up top now, Cross tries a straight-on three, and it's off target. Rebound, swatted out of bounds. Last touched by Edgewood, I should say. A chaotic sequence prompts Edgewood head coach Matt Wadsworth to take a timeout. Couple turnovers, one by either team. No points for either side. 90 seconds into the second quarter.
Well, Nick, we've said it all night now into the second quarter. Edgewood is playing defense, and the matchup that we haven't talked about in specific, we've talked about the hype guy, the showman, the Division I recruit prospect. J.R. Cross Jr., but how about the defense from A.J. Norris? He's been tasked as the guy who's going to one-on-one, on-ball, man-to-man defense guard Cross Jr. And for kind of the superstar at this level that Cross Jr. is, you're not seeing a double team or help come very early. They've kind of left Norris on an island, and he is getting down and guarding right now. He's an athlete himself. That's a fun matchup to keep up with. How long can he do that for is the true question.
Norris doing a great job. Stays on the floor out of the timeout as Cross gets his first breather. North has the ball baseline right, will inbound. 6:28 to go, second quarter. We're tied at 12. Baseline jumper is good. Kamarian Washington breaks the tie, and North now leads 14-12.
That's too easy. They've had a lot of 90-second plus possessions. Edgewood has got to guard on those inbounds and then play straight-up defense.
Luke Druckery crosses the timeline for Edgewood, moving left to right. Now Caden Jones on the right wing on the much smaller defender. Back up top it goes to A.J. Norris. Crossing the lane left to right. Norris pivots on his right foot. Kicks it back out to the top for Druckery. Left-hand dribble gets Druckery to the baseline. Not a whole lot there working either. So he gets it back to Norris. He gets a screen. Norris uses it, dribbles into the lane. Now a kick out. Open shooter is Caden Jones, and he drills a three. 15-14. Edgewood takes the lead right back with 5:45 to go till halftime.
That's his third triple of the game. That's the first one he's made, or third attempt. Good to see that one go through.
Levi Lindemann, 6 quick points. Nothing yet in this second quarter, and he traveled trying to back down his defender, Caden Jones, as North turns it over once again.
Nick, we're sitting directly 2 rows behind the scorers table, and this entire early start of the game, Matt Wadsworth, he's right here. You can tell that this team has a plan specific to this matchup going into tonight. You love to see it. As maybe a lesser opponent in a rivalry game, they're really bringing the juice at home.
15-14, Edgewood leads, 5.5 to go, and a wild pass into the lane from Luke Druckery is thrown over the head of the 6'6" center Carson Gladhill. And so Edgewood turns it right back over. And got to imagine if your center is 6'6" and the ball goes over his head, then the pass probably just a little too hot to handle.
That's the right idea, though, Nick. There's certain matchups, because this North team is so athletic, that they switch every single screen. So if you can get your 6'6" guy on maybe a 6'2", 6'3" defender, you got to take those chances.
Nathan Walker brings it across the timeline, sends his defender to the floor, no whistle. Into the near corner, Washington trying to drive baseline, gets it to the free throw line where Tevin Bridgewaters knocks down another mid-range jumper. That's a couple of those he's made from that spot. North leads 16-15.
You don't see that type of stroke from a guy his size at this level. That's 2 for 2 early on.
A.J. Norris, underhand pass to Zane Powell, one of the JV guys playing at the varsity level tonight. Norris gets it back at the top, shovels a pass over to the far side for Caden Jones, who almost traveled, but got it back into the hands of Norris. Norris backs up near midcourt, now working on his defender, into the lane on the left side, puts it up with the right hand, no, but he was fouled, and he'll go to the stripe for 2.
Norris is awfully quick with the handle. He's lost it a couple times, whether he's tripped over his own shoelace or kind of a butterfinger situation. He is dynamic. He went in between the legs, crossover, right back to the right hand, and just a speed burst of a spark plug into the lane and got to the line. He's got to make his free throws, though.
Norris misses the first. 16-15, Bloomington North leads. Edgewood's A.J. Norris at the line, and to tie it here. 4:40 to go until halftime. And for Bloomington North, J.R. Cross and Rex Spear come back into the game as Ty Schulberg and Kamarian Washington head to the bench. A couple of the reserves being replaced by starters for the visiting Bloomington North Cougars.
This is a big segment here. Norris is the shooter. He's about to come out of the game for a sub. How do the Mustangs now guard the Cougars? Coming back into the game after a short break, Cross Jr. He had been matched up with Norris all night. Now no Norris. Who's going to guard Cross?
Luke Druckery, a freshman, takes the place of the sophomore Norris, who went 1 of 2 at the free throw line to tie us at 16. Walker crosses the timeline for North. He wants some help from the big man, Tevin Bridgewaters, who gets the feed, perimeter right, crosses the key to J.R. Cross. Now perimeter left. North handling with Lindemann, trying to back down his defender. They recycle to the top where Walker drives into the lane, lays it up with the left hand, and gets the roll. Nice finish there by Nathan Walker.
He's the true point guard of this team. 5 assists a game, but he also gets 7 of his own in moves like that. He's so quick, and he's not just a passing guard.
18-16, North retakes the lead halfway through this second quarter. Baseline right, layup is missed by Zane Powell. North comes down with the rebound. Rex Spear running in transition, dribbling with the right hand. Gives it up to J.R. Cross. Kills the dribble. Right elbow, a jump shot is negative from Tevin Bridgewaters, who's been the mid-range king in this game. Instead, Edgewood is out and running with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. trying to feed it inside, looking for Carson Gladhill. But Caden Jones and Gladhill were not on the same page. Edgewood throws it out of bounds, and North will get possession back.
Edgewood is totally fine making this a low-scoring bout, Nick, but when you get a stop defensively, you need to value the basketball against a team like Bloomington North. That's now the third or fourth time we've seen an immediate throwaway.
Both teams playing with a sense of urgency that's been heightened in this rivalry matchup. Nathan Walker brings it up for Bloomington North. Top of the key, it's J.R. Cross. 4 first-half points for him, including a buzzer beater in the first quarter. Here he bounces baseline to Rex Spear, who misses the running layup on the left side. And out comes Edgewood, trailing 18-16. 3:13 to go until halftime. Journaling across the key, Zane Powell gets to the perimeter on the right side, and now they recycle to the top for Druckery, the freshman. Up top now Powell, another youngster on this Edgewood team. And Caden Jones tries his hand, driving into the lane, kills the dribble on the right side, leaps over his defender, misses the jump shot, and it's all North on the rebound as Bridgewaters comes up with the board for Bloomington North. 2:47 to go in the second quarter. North leads 18-16. On the right elbow, it's Bridgewaters dribbling on Hayden into the lane. Jump shot from the middle of the lane is no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Edgewood's Druckery. And now an outlet pass up the floor to Jacobs, and they recycle back to Druckery. He had an open look for a moment, passed it up. Instead, it's Caden Jones driving into the lane, puts it high off the glass with the right hand. It went in and out, could not get the bounce, and back comes North. Both teams have gone really cold from the floor. Far corner. It's Walker handling for North inside. He tried to feed Bridgewaters, who was sent to the deck hard, helped up by Edgewood's Jacobs. But Bridgewaters fouled hard right there. A little bit ginger as he gets to his feet. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
So the foul's going to go on Carter Hayden, but as Bridgewaters was posting him up on the low block before he ever got the ball, there were elbows, there were jersey grabs. It should have been an offensive foul the entire way, Nick.
Instead, North keeps it. 2:10 to go in this second quarter as they almost turn it over. Back into the hands of Lindemann after a sloppy pass by Cross. But North will breathe easily, at least for the time being. Bridgewaters crosses the free throw line, hands off to Walker at the stripe. Walker back to Lindemann, driving to the left block on the baseline. Good defense. A fadeaway jumper is pure for Levi Lindemann. A tough shot right there. North leading now 20-16 with 1:44 left in the first half.
Lindemann yet to miss a shot in this ball game, Nick. You got to get him the basketball. When he gets the rock, he's making looks for himself, and then he's knocking down the open ones as well.
Druckery gives it up left side to Reese Roberts, who had 8 points in the first quarter. He, too, has gone quiet for Edgewood in this second quarter. Mustangs trying to cut into a 4-point lead as we tick under 90 seconds to go in this first half. Near quarter, it's Carter Hayden back to the right perimeter for Druckery. And now driving into the lane with the left hand is Roberts. He stops just inside the elbow. He needs help. Good on-ball defense by North. And back to the top of the key for Druckery. Drives through 2 defenders. Great defense by Bloomington North. Has Edgewood in all kinds of hurt. Driving baseline, Roberts misses the layup. Offensive rebound for Jacobs. They kick it back out. Druckery for 3 is pure. And it's a 1-point game with 53 seconds to go in the first half. It's 20-19, Bloomington North. Nathan Walker tries to answer, drives into the lane, and is fouled hard by Druckery. Druckery actually ended up on his backside, but Walker drew the shooting foul. He'll shoot 2.
Ooh, I don't know about the shooting foul, Nick. That's some NBA stuff right there. On the gather, he ripped his arm down. He never even got the ball past his chest area. But hey, sometimes you get that when you're as dynamic as a guard as Walker.
Walker makes the first free throw. A 6-foot junior averaging 6.7 points, 2.5 rebounds, leads the team in assists at nearly 5 per game, and second with 2 steals. 21-19, North leads, 45.3 seconds until halftime. And now Walker's second free throw is flush. He makes both. It's 22-19, a 3-point game. Edgewood has gone very cold in this second quarter. Great defense by Bloomington North to thank for that. Full court pressure applied. The Mustangs break it no problem. A.J. Norris back into the game, the sophomore guard, who has shown great burst. Here he drives into the lane with that burst. Missed the layup with the left hand. North down with the rebound. 30 seconds to go. Walker sprinting inside the 3-point line on the right side. Now he stops and gets it back up top to Cross. Cross trying a give and go with Bridgewaters. He gets it back inside perimeter left. Now dribbling into the lane. He kicks it. to Spear, who spots up for a left elbow jump shot, too short, and Edgewood lets the rebound bounce over the baseline. The Mustangs will have 9.7 seconds to get a shot off, and they can tie it with a 3.
This is an important trip right here, Nick. A chance to beat the buzzer for Edgewood to end the first half. If they can, get some serious momentum.
Up the floor to Reese Roberts, into the lane. He scores off the window with the right hand, takes the easy 2. 1 second to go. Half-court heave from Walker is negative off the glass. And we go to halftime here at Edgewood High School. Bloomington North 22, Edgewood 21. And Luke, we felt like Edgewood was a bit of a heavy underdog, but they have shown that they can hang with Bloomington North here on the home floor tonight.
Oh, Nick, they can do a lot more than hang. That was an impressive first half. They were getting what they wanted when they got into their sets. The one thing I'm really impressed with, when you see an underdog play at home, you can get sped up. You can almost try and outplay yourself instead of the opponent on some of those long possessions that the Mustangs forced North into offensively. North was the team rushing a fadeaway three-point jump shot. We talked about it pregame, Nick. There's no shot clock in Indiana high school basketball, and Edgewood was the beneficiary of that in the first half, when really it should be the other way around when you look at the talent disparity and especially athleticism. So Edgewood has arrived. They've played a really solid defensive first half, and they've gotten what they needed on offense. How long can they do it for? The third quarter will tell you everything you need to know.
Halftime scorers for Bloomington North. We will start with Levi Lindeman, who has scored 8 to lead all Cougars scorers. Nathan Walker and Tevin Bridgewater each with 4, along with J.R. Cross, who has been held relatively quiet. 4 points for him. And for Edgewood, Reese Roberts leads all scorers in this game with 10. Multiple scorers have made 1 basket each. Fouls not really a big part of that first half. We will let you know if they come to be a factor in the second half. But as we stand at halftime here at Edgewood High School, Bloomington North 22, Edgewood 21. And we will remind you that Bounce Flooring has been your local and trusted flooring specialist since 1968. The team at Bounce Flooring takes pride in their service, workmanship, and attention to detail. Visit Bounce Flooring today, where it is done well and done right. Also, that J.C. Bank is proud to support our local high school sports teams. For over a century, J.C. Bank has provided top-notch banking, investments, and trust services. Stop in today to experience the J.C. Bank difference or visit jcbank.com. We'll take a quick break here on the Hoosier Country 105 High School Basketball Game of the Week, where Bloomington North leads Edgewood 22-21 at halftime. Back here in Ellettsville, the home of the Edgewood Mustangs. Bloomington North 22, Edgewood 21. About 1 minute away from this second half starting in the Hoosier Country 105 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Alongside Luke Brenneman, Nick Rodecap with you. So happy to have you with us on this Thursday night. Mentioned off the top that these schools are in different classes, of course. Bloomington North top 30 in Class 4A, and 4A in Indiana is absolutely loaded. The top 5 mostly sequestered around the Indy Metro. Fisher's in the top spot, a freight train, followed closely by Plainfield, Pike, Mount Vernon, and Carmel. Edgewood in the top 75 in Class 3A. Silver Creek, Cathedral, Princeton, Guerin, and Shelbyville in the top 5 as of now. Bloomington North with possession in the front court as we start half number 2. North with a 1-point lead, working left to right into the near corner where J.R. Cross leaves a 3-2 strong. Weak side offensive rebound for Levi Lindeman, and North gets another chance. Nice job on the boards there by Lindeman as we begin this third quarter. Nathan Walker at the point guard position for Bloomington North. The far corner now where Lindeman dribbles to the wing, bounces inside for the big man, Tevin Bridgewater, trying to back down his defender. Into the lane he goes, pivoting on his left foot, lays it up too strong with 2 hands, gets his own rebound, misses again, gets a third chance at it, and misses the layup, but earns a trip to the free throw line. Great job there by Tevin Bridgewater of not giving up on that play.
He's battling down there with big Carter Hayden, and Hayden's kind of getting pushed around, just the senior, but he's got some size on him, kind of a barrel in the lane. He plays really good defense. When the ball is tipped up in the air, Nick, it's not really a competition of who's going to come down with it via the offensive rebound. It's going to be Bridgewater's. He's 6'3".
Bridgewater's made the first free throw. You mentioned he's 6'3". That's about a 3-inch height advantage over Carter Hayden, who stands at 6 foot flat. Bridgewater's looking to go 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Bounces twice with the right hand. Ball is in the air, and it's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Reese Roberts for Edgewood. So the Mustangs trail 23-21. 7:20 to go, third quarter. Across the timeline, the sophomore point guard A.J. Norris gets it off to Roberts on the right wing. Roberts had 10 first-half points to lead all scorers in this game. Handoff at the top of the key for Caden Jones. Gets a screen, goes to the right elbow. Now they work it inside to Carter Hayden over the much smaller Levi Lindemann. He lays it up too strong. Offensive rebound fought for by Evan Jacobs, who gives it off in the lane to Caden Jones, who dunks it with two hands. So we are tied at 23, 75 seconds into this third quarter. From the near side corner, Lindemann gets it on the wing. Now at the top, he resets things to his point guard, Nathan Walker. Top of the key, it's Bridgewater's handing off back to Walker, working a screen. Walker into the lane, all the way to the hole. He lays it in with the left hand.
Went right by Norris there. Norris kind of the lazy wraparound reach. That's way too easy.
6:24 left third quarter. Bloomington North 25, Edgewood 23. Edgewood with the ball in the front court. It's Reese Roberts on the left wing and gets it off to Norris. A.J. Norris puts it on the floor with the left hand and now hands it off to Jacobs. Crossing the key left to right. Jacobs kills the dribble and gives it back to Norris. A.J. driving to the right elbow into the lane, pivoting, trying to create some space. There is none. He throws an ill-advised pass that's almost intercepted. Recycled to Carter Hayden for Edgewood. Into the lane on the left side. Puts up a right-handed hook shot off the front of the rim. Rebounded by the 6'6" Levi Lindemann for Bloomington North. Walker into the near corner for J.R. Cross. Post feed inside. Layup good for Tevin Bridgewaters. And Luke, I'll tell you what, Bridgewaters is having himself a nice game. Yeah,
he's got the size and he's got the strength on the smaller Hayden defensively, and he's really imposing his will now into the second half.
27-23. Bloomington North has opened up a 4-point lead. Edgewood trying to cut into it right here. Roberts dribbles left to right across the lane, gets himself near the baseline where he hands off to Hayden. And Carter Hayden cycles back to the top. Timeout called, or excuse me, a foul, I should say, assessed to Edgewood on the offensive end.
These are kind of the situations we talked about at the halftime report, Nick. Edgewood was getting a lot of easy baskets. Now a timeout called. This time it's by the Mustangs. But nonetheless, you look at the Edgewood trips, if it's not an open layup or a tough shot from one of their scorers, they're not getting much. And on that time, an offensive foul because they're working so hard to just get open to receive a pass, let alone get a shot off. That's how the Cougars want to play this second half defensively, off to a solid start for North.
And we saw a little bit of that in the first half. Long offensive possessions, not because of anything the offenses were doing wrong. It's just the defenses were so suffocating, really good communication, really good pressure without fouling, and right there you maybe see Edgewood slip up a little bit.
But you saw Edgewood get momentum from those long possessions defensively, and then they turned it into baskets going the other direction. Now North has finally settled down, and credit Coach Spear and their coaching staff at halftime. You can tell you just had to calm these guys down. It's a rivalry game. You're on the road. You're missing shots that you typically hit in the first half of this game. I think right now is the go time for North to put the Mustangs in the danger zone.
Nathan Walker sprints up the floor for Bloomington North. The Cougars are working with a 4-point lead. 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Walker playing pepper with J.R. Cross at the top. Levi Lindemann now back to Cross and on to the near side baseline where Kamarion Washington misses the jump shot. Rebound fought for and snared by Luke Druckery for Edgewood. So an empty trip out of the timeout for Bloomington North, and now Druckery and Edgewood looking to answer and cut into this 4-point disadvantage they are currently faced with. Druckery gets a screen, dribbles to the right wing, trying to penetrate the three-point line, but he can't. So Carson Gladhill, the 6'6" sophomore, gets it, drives to the baseline on a much smaller defender and scores easily with the left hand.
Where has he been all night, Nick Rodecap?
Gladhill just came in off the bench during that last timeout. I think Edgewood trying to get some size to contend with the 6'3" Tevin Bridgewaters inside for Bloomington North. Here's Bridgewaters getting a touch on a man 3 inches taller than him. A nice cut by J.R. Cross, but he can't lay it in at the rim. And another rebound for Luke Druckery. Edgewood a chance to tie with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. At the top of the key, it's Reese Roberts. Far side wing for Druckery. Left-hand dribble for Druckery, trying to get past his defender. Instead, he hands it off to Reese Roberts. Right-hand dribble to the right block. Roberts lays it off the window and in, and we are tied at 27. A nice response by Edgewood.
He now has 12 points, Nick. We talked about North going on that run. He is a run killer. That's the toughest shot yet so far tonight.
Walker into the paint, kicks it to the free throw line, and Bloomington North answers as Tevin Bridgewaters makes the spot-up jumper. And a quick timeout taken here at Edgewood. 29-27 as Bloomington North calls timeout after taking a 2-point lead. We'll take a short break here on Hoosier Country 105. 3:38 to go in the third quarter. Bloomington North leads by 2 on the Hoosier Country 105 high school basketball game of the week.
A shero's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now, it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Close game here at Edgewood. Bloomington North leads Edgewood 29-27, 3:38 to go in this third quarter. Alongside Luke Brenneman, Nick Rodecap with you on the Hoosier Country 105 high school basketball game of the week. Luke, we saw Bloomington North go on a nice run to start the third quarter, but Edgewood has answered, and it's kind of become a seesaw affair. It's not quite a game of runs, but we're getting there.
No, they've answered all night. Seesaw has been the way it's been this entire night. The maximum run has been a 6-0 run. Edgewood was just down 4. They tied it, and now North leads by 2.
Edgewood trying to respond, can tie it with a 2. Luke Druckery, one of the young players for Edgewood, handling at the top as he gives it up to Kaden Jones, a 6'7" forward, driving on the 6'6" Levi Lindemann. Jones spins and fades from the baseline, misses the shot well short. North out and running in transition after the rebound, into the lane, count it, and the foul. A 3-point play opportunity for Tevin Bridgewaters, who went right over Luke Druckery, and the referee said Druckery never got set, and one opportunity for Bridgewaters.
He looked set to me, but he moved at the last second, so he was originally set, and then credit Bridgewaters. He avoided the set Druckery, which then forced Druckery to move. It made the layup even easier and the foul. This kid's having himself a third quarter.
Bridgewaters makes the free throw, converts on the 3-point play. He's into double figures, well over his season average of 8.5 points per game. Bloomington North has stretched the lead back out to 5. 2:51 to go, third quarter. Edgewood in the front court trying to answer. The sophomore point guard A.J. Norris bounces left wing to Druckery, the freshman playing at the varsity level. Druckery, one-handed bounce pass to the top of the key for Reese Roberts. Puts it on the floor with the right hand, into the lane, pivots on the right foot, steps through and scoops it in.
Oh my God.
What a finish by Reese Roberts.
My goodness, right over the Division I prospect. How about that for an Edgewood Mustang?
Nathan Walker at the top trying to answer for Bloomington North. He's in the lane on the left side, kicks it back out to the perimeter. Beyond the 3-point line, Bridgewaters hands it off to Lindemann, and it gets back into the hands of Walker. Nathan Walker bounces it off to the 6'6" Lindemann. Inside the arc now Bridgewaters, who converted an and one on North's last trip down the floor. Alex Miller gets a screen, dribbles it to Bridgewaters, who almost lost it between the legs. Gets it back, but has his layup rejected by Carson Gladhill, and Edgewood comes away with the loose ball. Edgewood trying to get points on the fast break. Gladhill underneath the basket, tried to kick it back out to the top, but turned it back over. And now a loose ball fought for, a tie-up in the paint in the Edgewood forecourt, and the possession arrow favors the Mustangs.
We got ourselves a really good basketball game tonight, Nick. This is high-level hoops. Guys competing every loose ball. There's someone right there in a flash of an eye. And Edgewood, I mean, they're a long-range jumper away from really lighting this place up. They've hung around all night. You look, there's a $1:46 left in the third quarter, just trying to make it to the fourth.
Norris inbounds. Here's that 3 ball from the near side. It's in and out from Reese Roberts, and we remain with a 3-point Bloomington North lead. Cougars into the forecourt, trying to extend that to 2 possessions. Lindemann bounces baseline right, and now he gets it back on a give and go. Lindemann misses the layup short on the feed from Tevin Bridgewaters, but the 6'6" junior Lindemann will go to the stripe with a chance for 2.
The entire third quarter, outside of the Cross Jr. layup attempt that didn't go, it didn't even hit the rim. That's Lindemann's first shot of the second half. He did not miss, was 3 for 3 with 2 triples in the first half. I don't know why Bloomington North is shying away from their go-to guys. I mean, Nick, you look down at the paper here. These are guys combining for 34 points a game on average. And in a tight rivalry game on the road, they're not really getting the touches that they deserve. Got to give credit to Tevin Bridgewaters. He's kind of been their guy on the block in the third quarter. But nonetheless, get your stars the basketball.
Lindemann makes both free throws. The lead is back out to 5 for Bloomington North. 90 seconds to go, third quarter. North 34, Edgewood 29. Now Edgewood trying to handle this full court pressure, and they turn it over. The steal for Bridgewaters. Into the hands of Walker it goes, and he gets it across the timeline to Cross. A chance to stretch the lead out to 8 here for North if they can get a 3. Up top, it's Bridgewaters. Hands it back off to Walker, the point guard. Walker rejects a screen, drives into the lane, had the ball swatted out of his hands by A.J. Norris. Alert play there by Norris to block the ball away from behind and take away the easy layup.
This is a massive last minute here of the third quarter. If North gets a bucket here and then a stop, you could lead by as many as 9, maybe double figures going in the fourth. Edgewood has got to get a stop.
Cross inbounds. Walker, a right wing three is pure. Nathan Walker extends the Bloomington North lead to 8. 1 minute to go, third quarter. North 37, Edgewood stuck at 29. Reese Roberts double-teamed, throws it off the foot of Tevin Bridgewaters, and Edgewood will keep possession in the forecourt, but Luke, Bloomington North causing Edgewood some problems here with its full-court pressure.
Yeah, a lot of it, and they're ramping up the speed. This is what North wanted to do the entire night.
Luke Druckery triggers from the sideline just in front of us. 50 seconds and counting left in this third quarter. Edgewood trying to stop the bleeding. The Mustangs now trailing by 8. A.J. Norris at the top takes on a much bigger defender. Spots up for a mid-range jumper, negative. Offensive rebound won by Carson Gladhill, who follows it with a left-handed layup, and it's back to a 6-point game. Up the floor with haste is Bloomington North. Bridgewaters kills the dribble on the right side, trying to feed it inside to Lindemann, who had it swatted out of bounds from behind by Dylan Wickens. But Bloomington North keeps possession with the clock stopped. 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Edgewood now trying to substitute as Caden Jones will come back into the game for the Mustangs. Reese Roberts, who's having himself a great game, will get a short breather. Walker inbounding, baseline left for the Bloomington North Cougars. Triggers in to J.R. Cross on the right wing. Cross harassed all the way out near midcourt. He slips, but gives it back up to Walker. No travel. Walker inside the three-point line on a pick-and-pop three. He misses it too long, and the offensive rebound, or should I say the defensive rebound, snared by Druckery for Edgewood. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Edgewood with a buzzer-beating three can cut it back to a three-point deficit. The Mustangs with Druckery, dribbles around a screen, not really that open. He dribbles inside the lane, right to left. As the horn sounds, he lays it in. Counted plus the foul. The shot is good. And when we start the fourth quarter, Luke Druckery will shoot a free throw, looking to cut it back to a one-possession game. Luke Brenneman, this game has had just about everything, and we've still got 8 minutes of regulation basketball to go. Bloomington North 37, Edgewood 33. We'll take a short breather here on the Hoosier Country 105 high school basketball game of the week. Start of the fourth quarter coming up right after this. Just about set to start the fourth quarter here at Edgewood High School, where the Bloomington North Cougars hold a slim 37-33 lead over the Edgewood Mustangs. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Nick Rodecap. We've got a good one here, and right as the third quarter buzzer sounded, Edgewood converted a layup, and there was no foul.
I saw the
conversation
conversation here. So did I. They slammed the 2 points down like they wouldn't and one, but sometimes they do that at the buzzer to say that he got the shot off. It was the far official. The entire bench was saying it was an and one. They were upset about it. There was definitely contact, Nick, but what a finish.
Dylan Wickens robbed of an and one, but the layup as the buzzer sounds made it a 37-33 game. Bloomington North holding a 4-point lead as this fourth quarter begins with Nathan Walker inside the three-point line on the left side. On the right wing now it's Rex Spear. Dribbles to the free throw line, kicks back out to Lindemann. Lindemann to the free throw line for Bridgewaters. Back up top, Walker drives to the elbow. Kick back to Bridgewaters, fakes along two, dribbles to the baseline over the taller defender. Misses the right-handed layup, but a foul in the lane as players were jockeying for position on the rebound. And that foul assessed to Bloomington North.
Every time that North goes on one of these little spurts, Nick, I kind of look at you and I'm saying, here it is. This is when they take over. And the Mustangs, they get a stop. They make a tough basket. What can they do now? Can they get it to a one-score game?
Edgewood can do that with a bucket of any kind right here, trailing by 4 with the ball in the front court to our left. Reese Roberts up to the top of the key for Dylan Wickens. Hasn't put it on the floor yet. Now a bounce pass to the top of the key for Caden Jones, who spins around and drills a three.
6'6", so it's always hand down, man down. A guy right in his grill. It was Spear. He's too little.
And now Bloomington North turns it over, a 2-on-1 if Edgewood hurries with a chance to take a lead. And the layup is good with the left hand for Reese Roberts. And Edgewood has taken a 38-37 lead. Bloomington North desperately needs a bucket to quiet the crowd. They almost turn it over again, but J.R. Cross backs out near midcourt, and he'll go to work. Dribbles to the right elbow, and now it's Lindemann. Crossing the lane, right to left. He spots up for a mid-range jumper and buries it to give Bloomington North the lead back at 39-38, 90 seconds into this fourth period.
Lindemann has been automatic tonight. That's cold right there to stop the run.
And now Edgewood with a chance to answer right here. Luke Druckery, the freshman, made the buzzer-beating layup at the end of the third quarter to kickstart this Edgewood run. Now he feeds it to the far side corner where Reese Roberts misses a three, and North wants to push the pace in transition into the lane. Everything but the finish for Nathan Walker. And a whistle after the rebound. Another foul 90 feet away from the basket assessed to Bloomington North.
So on this run that Edgewood is on right now, Nick, they're the aggressor. They're speeding up North. They're playing defense and getting out in transition for the first time tonight. This underdog battle in a rivalry matchup at home. I mean, we're now late into the fourth quarter. Edgewood is right there.
Edgewood trailing by one, can take the lead with a bucket right here. A.J. Norris trying to get it across the timeline for the Mustangs. Does just that. Now handles near the midcourt stripe. Right wing, it's Druckery. Back to Norris. And A.J. gives it up to Reese Roberts. Pressured closely there by J.R. Cross. Right hand in his face. Roberts makes his move, drives into the lane. Feet underneath the basket to Norris, who lays it high off the glass and in. Great finish by the sophomore A.J. Norris right there. J.R. Cross with a full head of steam quickly down the floor is fouled. Driving to the basket by Edgewood's A.J. Norris. And he quickly goes over to head coach Matt Wadsworth to plead his case. And they actually dinged Reese Roberts for that foul. I beg your pardon. But both of these teams really trying to speed things up after made baskets.
I like the foul, though, from Edgewood. Cross Jr. had the lane. Just foul him, slow down.
Kamarian Washington inbounds from the baseline where Bloomington North misses a three. John Bargin fighting with Norris for the rebound underneath the basket, and another quick whistle and a foul assessed this time to A.J. Norris. So another baseline out-of-bounds opportunity here for North, trailing 40-39. The students here at Edgewood not too fond of that whistle. Inside it goes to Levi Lindemann on the right block, spins past his defender, misses the layup, gets his own rebound, falls to the floor, and another foul called on Edgewood. This one going on Reese Roberts. It's his second in about 30 seconds of game time.
It's getting physical, Nick. Now you're seeing the rivalry aspect. We've seen a lot of sportsmanship tonight, a lot of the opposition help up, the opposing player off the ground. Not so much into the fourth quarter now.
Washington inbounds to Cross, left wing, drives into the lane, crossing it left to right, spinning for some space, and he lays it in with the right hand. And Bloomington North takes the lead right back at 41-40. 5:20 left in the fourth quarter. Edgewood crosses the timeline, breaks the press, but throws it just a little bit too far. Looking on the baseline for Carson Gladhill. The center could not get there before the ball went out of bounds. And the Mustangs turn it over. North really speeding up Edgewood right here, causing problems on that last sequence. Bloomington North now crossing the timeline with a 1-point lead. 5 minutes to go in regulation. North has led by as much as 8, but Edgewood has hung in there every step of the way. John Bargin hands it off to Kamarian Washington for Bloomington North. Washington at the free throw line, kicks it back out to Lindemann for a left wing three. He leaves it short. Offensive rebound and a follow for J.R. Cross. 2 points for North. And the Cougars extend the lead to 3. And now in transition, Cross fouls A.J. Norris as Norris tried to cut through a triangle of defenders. Edgewood will have it sideline out of bounds in the front court.
Nick, I mentioned it pregame. Bloomington North wants to make this a track meet. They want to get up and down the floor. They have the athletes, and now the last 2 buckets, back-to-back times, it's been as simple as Cross Jr.'s speed, getting into the lane and making an easy finish above the rim. That's where he plays. Edgewood has got to get back to slowing this down, taking their time offensively, and then really sitting down on defense.
Edgewood trying to inbound from the sideline. The Mustangs, despite being right in front of their own bench, did not call a timeout. Committed a 5-second violation. Yet again, Luke, Bloomington North's defense has proven problematic here for Edgewood.
Edgewood is really moving about 2 times quicker offensively than they have this entire night.
J.R. Cross crosses the key right to left, makes the mid-range jumper just inside the arc on the left side. J.R. Cross, after a quiet start, really starting to heat up. Bloomington North 45, Edgewood 40. 4.5 to go. Edgewood struggling to break the press, trailing by 5. They get it across the timeline where Edgewood head coach Matt Wadsworth wants a second to talk things over. And Luke, it definitely seems like that is a well-timed break for this Edgewood team because it looked like this one was kind of starting to slip away from them.
Absolutely. For the first time all night, you really feel like they're up against it right now. Not because of what the scoreboard reads. I mean, 4 minutes and 21 seconds, there's so much time. We've seen a run from each of these teams the last 2 minutes of game time, as big as 5 to 7 points. But the Cougars are now getting to Edgewood in the way that we thought they would for a majority of this contest, playing good defense, running in transition. The Mustangs, with Coach Wadsworth, got to be talking about right now, it's pretty simple. Beat the press and then go. Let's get to the rim. Let's get the easy twos back. They gave it to us in the first half. And then once you score or miss a shot, you got to race back the other way and sit down defensively because they haven't got back recently and it's bit them.
Bloomington North definitely pushing the pace after made baskets from Edgewood, getting the ball back at the floor, and that's where they've been successful here in this fourth quarter. While we have a moment, we'll tell you that Carpets Plus Color Tile has backed local sports for over 30 years. Explore all they have to offer at their website or visit Carpets Plus Color Tile, their brick-and-mortar location on Liberty Drive. 4:21 to go in the Hoosier Country 105 high school basketball game of the week. Scoreboard reads Bloomington North 45, Edgewood, the hosts, 40. Edgewood has the ball on the sideline in front of us in the front court. And inbounding for the Mustangs will be Evan Jacobs. Jacobs guarded by the 6'6" Levi Lindemann. Jacobs looking to get it in. Bounces to Dylan Wickens on the left perimeter. Wickens back to the top for the freshman point guard. It's Luke Druckery handling out there. Picked up by another freshman, Ty Scholberg. So a couple youngsters matched up against each other. 4:09 to go. Edgewood looking for an open three. Up top, it's Roberts, but he leaves the three ball short. North pushing in transition, as they have been wont to do in this fourth quarter. Nearly turning it over was Scholberg, but he gets it back and bounces to the near corner for Lindemann. Inside post feed, right-handed layup, no good. But John Bargin was fouled in the act of shooting. These Edgewood students look very frustrated. Edgewood has been whistled for quite a few fouls in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think it's built up frustration from the ones earlier in the game on that end. This time, going up for the layup was Bargin, and he got murdered. It was a late whistle, and there was contact the entire way.
So John Bargin, one of the reserves for Bloomington North, at the stripe. He makes the first of 2 free throws. And now Edgewood bringing back in A.J. Norris and Caden Jones, 2 of its starters, as Wickens and Jacobs go to the bench.
If Bloomington North can hold on, it's a big credit to head coach Jason Spear and what the Cougars are all about. When you get your best punch on the road from a rival and you can respond, they've made their free throws. They're now really playing their best basketball in the fourth quarter. It's a good sign for your team.
Bargin's second free throw in and out. Bloomington North 46, Edgewood with the ball, trailing by 6 points with 40 of their own. 3:45 to go in this fourth quarter. Near corner, a three-point shot is blocked by Bargin. Caden Jones tried it. He was hit in the act. And so he'll go to the stripe for not 1, not 2, but 3 foul shots. And Luke, if he makes all of them, this is a one-possession game again.
Feels like whenever the Mustangs have been reeling all night, A, they've gotten the basket they've needed, but B, Jones has been the guy to hit a 3 or now get to the line for a couple free throws.
Jones makes the first of 3. It's one of the cardinal sins in basketball. You never foul a three-point shooter. You're right there. Bloomington North a little bit too aggressive defensively. Second free throw on the way is Pure.
Nick, for a kid that's 6'6", coming into this game, just checking out the rosters, I haven't seen Edgewood play much so far this season. I was thinking kind of get in the lane, get to the free throw line. This kid is a straight shooter. You can see it in his free throw form. He doesn't really play at all inside the three-point line.
Jones makes all 3 free throws. It's a one-possession game here in Edgewood once again. Visiting Bloomington North 46-43 with the ball, trying to extend the lead back to multiple possessions. Bridgewaters drives into the lane, spins on the right foot, puts it up too short, rebounded by Edgewood, and the Mustangs have a chance to tie. A.J. Norris up the floor, 5-on-4 if they hurry. Roberts now right of center as North settles its defense. Roberts drives into the lane, double teamed, having the ball swatted at, finds the open man. Gladhill falls to the floor. He was fouled by Tevin Bridgewaters. And Luke, once again, maybe a questionable whistle. I thought that Gladhill fell to the floor entirely on his own there.
Oh, no, he ran into the wall of Bridgewater's, but I agree with you on the point that I don't really think it was a foul. I think Bridgewater's kind of just told him to hit the weight room a little bit. He stood right on the block, stuck out his chest, was set, and falling down. It was Gladhill. That was kind of unique to see because he's 6'7".
Gladhill, a lanky 6'7" at that. He misses the first free throw off back iron and then off the top of the backboard.
Got to get one of these here, Nick.
Bridgewater's a much more well-built 6'3", almost looks a little bit like a linebacker. Gladhill needing one of two here. Edgewood trailing by 3. 3:12 to go, fourth quarter. Gladhill, a left-handed shooter. Second free throw is no good. He missed them both, and the rebound snared by Bridgewater's for Bloomington North. Now Edgewood needs a stop, with North leading by 3. Into the front court, it's J.R. Cross for Bloomington North. Gets a screen, gives it back to Lindemann. Pick and pop 3 on the way, too strong. Rebounded calmly by the freshman Luke Druckery. Off the floor comes Edgewood with another chance to tie. Crossing the lane, it's Roberts, left to right. Kills the dribble on the block. Tough fadeaway bucket is good. I'll tell you what, Luke, Reese Roberts has been nails for Edgewood. It is a one-point game.
His kid's a scorer. He doesn't really look like it. He's not very smooth, but Nick, he gets to his spot and he makes tough shots when it matters most.
Nathan Walker directing traffic with the right hand for Bloomington North. Gives it up to Kamari in Washington. And now at the top, it's Bridgewater's. Big first half from him. Cross gets a screen open on the left edge. The 3 ball is off target and a rebound for Edgewood. Druckery dribbles it off his foot, dives on the floor for the loose ball, swats it into the hands of his teammate to the basket. Underneath on the left side, left-handed layup is good for Gladhill. Counted in the foul. Edgewood has the lead.
My, oh my, they don't go away, and they continue to go on a more impressive run than the previous one. You almost saw the and one coming after the loose ball. How about the freshman Druckery? He dove 6 feet sliding on the ground to get the ball. He passed it and then set up the and one.
Gladhill cannot convert on the and one. It's 47-46, Edgewood over Bloomington North. North with the ball, walking it across the timeline is Walker. 2:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Edgewood needing a stop, leading by 1. Walker makes his move. Right-handed dribble, gets him to the perimeter. Inside to Lindemann. Spins through his defender. Laid it up. Missed the rim.
He got killed.
And no foul. Bloomington North fans around us are upset. Under 2 to go. Edgewood with a 1-point lead. Walking it across the midcourt stripe is Reese Roberts. He gets a screen. Roberts dribbles to the right perimeter. Drives through 2 defenders. Had it blocked out of bounds by Lindemann. And Roberts standing at just 6 foot, giving up about half a foot to Lindemann. That was never going to work.
This is a huge trip here because for Edgewood, you have all the momentum, but you have a 1-point edge. Now, a timeout called by Bloomington North. I think that's a really smart timeout. You got to get a stop here because if the Mustangs can separate by 3, you nail a triple, you go up by 2 possessions. I mean, this is the time where you see upsets really come into fruition, and Edgewood has done all the right things. It would almost be a heartbreaker if somehow they couldn't pull this one out. But, man, what a battle. What a game of the week. That's why we come here. That's why we put it on the radio, Nick. This is some high-level hoops. No matter what class either of these respective schools play in, this has been a treat to be at Edgewood tonight. 47-46, a rivalry battle on Thursday night. Can't draw it up any better than this.
And this is an Edgewood team that lost its last game at home by 32 points to Northview. The Mustangs
lost 4 of 5.
They've lost 4 of their last 5. They haven't won at home since the turn of the new year. It was back on December 20th against Sullivan. Edgewood 7-7 on the year. Bloomington North 8-4.
Students showed out. There's been huge support tonight. I mean, they got to will this team to the finish line, Nick. We've talked about the urgency and support in here. There's got to be a little bit more. I mean, you got a team right on the ropes right now. You have the basketball. You're right there.
And a big, big opportunity here for Edgewood. We talked about it off the top, but it feels like all those past woes can be forgotten with a big rivalry win like this, and you can build momentum as you race toward the end of the regular season. So Edgewood has it on the baseline. Triggering is the freshman Druckery in the forecourt. With a 1-point lead and 1:39 to go, Druckery has to get it in. The inbound pass deflected out of bounds by Levi Lindemann as Druckery was looking for Caden Jones, but Lindemann got a hand in there.
The play worked perfectly. Jones was wide open off a double screen to hit a 3-pointer, but Lindemann guarding the inbound guy got a piece of it.
And now from the sideline near the corner, A.J. Norris, nobody guarding him. He inbounds near the side, near midcourt. Druckery in all kinds of trouble. 2 defenders with their hands up. He gets it off to Roberts. 1:30 to go. Edgewood leading by 1 with a chance to extend. Feels like the Mustangs can't really kill the clock here. Free throw line. Roberts had an open look, passed it up. Bloomington North with aggressive on-ball defense, and now Roberts, perimeter right, near the three-point strike. Into the far corner, three ball on the way from Jones. Got it to go. That is just what the doctor ordered. And Edgewood leads by 4 with 1:10 to go. Bloomington North doesn't need a three just yet, but time is not on their side. Up top, it's Bridgewater's to the far corner. Washington answers with the three, and that's a silencer here at Edgewood.
Quick timeout from North as well. Back and forth we go. Triple tray defense. Oh my gosh, a game of everything tonight, Nick. It started gritty defensive battle, 22-21 at half. Now we're up to 50-49. Guys spraying triples, defenders right in their mouth. I want to go back to the one that Jones hit in the corner. That's his 4th three of the game, Nick. He's been to the line. He made all 3 free throws when he was fouled from 3. The defender was right there. I mean, in his mitt. And then going down the other way, got to shout out the unselfishness of the superstar for the Cougars, J.R. Cross. He had a kind of a semi-good look from 3. He passed it up for a better one to the corner. The Cougars knock one down. And we saw the Mustangs, say 40 seconds ago, before the Jones 3, play keep away offensively, up by 1 with 1:15 left. I still think it's too much time to play keep away, Nick. If you can beat the initial pressure when you get the ball past half court, take the easy layup and go up by 3.
Kamarian Washington, who made the answer for Bloomington North, he was 2 of 9 from 3 on the season entering this game, and he just made the biggest bucket of the contest so far for North. 50-49, Edgewood leads. They've got the ball, but they have to go the length of the floor. 58 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. It's the freshman Druckery, picked up by Cross, the junior, trying to get it across half court. He shovels it over to Roberts, and a quick foul assessed to Bloomington North. It'll go on Washington. Norris was shoved to the floor. Edgewood fans wanted a foul. They didn't get it. But now, going to the free throw line, is Edgewood's Reese Roberts with a chance to extend the lead to 3 if he can make both free throws.
You would think this is the guy you want at the line. He was the first player in this game to get to double figures.
Roberts with a game-high 18 points, misses the first free throw slightly right of target. And now, no matter the situation, Bloomington North can at least tie with a bucket on its next possession. Assuming, of course, the Cougars come down with the rebound. Roberts' second free throw on the way, too strong. He missed them both, and here comes North. The rebound to Bridgewater's.
Do you wait for the last shot?
Across the timeline is Cross with 45 seconds to go, and a timeout called by Bloomington North head coach Jason Spear. The Cougars had 2 left. They use one right here, and that's a very wise timeout, I think. Yes, it allows the defense to get set, but also it allows you to make sure your 5 guys on the floor are all on the same page at the most important part of the game.
Oh, you hate to say it, but the kid that has played, his heart out tonight, Reese Roberts, he goes to the line. You got to make at least one of those, Nick, because you could go up by 2. You put a ton of pressure on the Cougars. Yes, they're still trailing with 41 ticks to go, but a bucket here completely flips all the momentum. You would have a chance at worst to potentially give up a 2 and then take the last shot, potentially win it, or at worst keep your chances alive in a 5th period of this game as in overtime. But now, you're looking at 41 seconds. I would love to hear what head coach for the Cougars, Jason Spears, talking over right now, because I think the numbers would probably say your best chance is to wait for the last shot. 41 seconds left. You're not going to turn the ball over. The Mustangs aren't overbearing with their pressure. North can handle the ball. I would go with about, say, 12, 15 seconds left. Give yourself a chance at an offensive rebound and a stick back because they have the size inside. But the go-to guy, I know that you got a Division I caliber player that averages close to 21 a night in Cross Jr., but tonight it's been Tevin Bridgewater's and kind of his game on the interior. He's in the game right now. Another solid performance has been the number 2 punch on this team, Levi Lindemann. He's in double figures. Who do you go to when it matters most? Let's go.
Edgewood out of fouls to give, leading 50-49. 41 1/3 seconds to go in this game. The Bloomington North Cougars looking to storm out of Edgewood with an upset rivalry win here on the road. Up top, it's Nathan Walker, picked up by the freshman Druckery. Walker gets to the elbow, kicks it back out. There's Bridgewater's. Now on the right wing, it's Washington. 25 seconds to go. Washington drives in, and a quick whistle. And I think another timeout taken by Bloomington North. The facial expression of Edgewood's Evan Jacobs made me think it was a foul. I didn't see a whole lot there, but Bloomington North takes its final timeout of this game. 22.4 seconds to go. Edgewood leading 50-49. And you have to imagine, Luke, here, Bloomington North absolutely is going to try to hold for the last shot.
Well, now they are. So they got into a set. They tried to get kind of a couple screens going, free someone open. It originally started with a JR cross ball screen, and it didn't work out. So I think if you have that timeout in your pocket in a game like this, Jason Spear wasn't going to let his team go down without burning another one. With no shot clock, you're not up against any time constraint. Now maybe even more favorable to draw something up and then immediately go to it. It was kind of an awkward phase there with 41 seconds where if it wasn't directly there, maybe not take it. Now 22.4 left on the clock. You got to go. And I would like to think they're going to go to the rim. That seems sophisticated. They've shot the free throws well tonight. You got to put the pressure on the undersized team who's really on the ropes. You can't settle for a long three-point jumper.
Edgewood again out of fouls to give. And triggering baseline right is Nathan Walker. Bloomington North with the ball in the front court, trailing by 1 with 22.4 seconds to go. Walker inbounds to the far corner. It's J.R. Cross there with 20 seconds to go. Dribbling into the lane, right to left. Man is open in the near side. It's Washington who makes the three. 13 seconds left. North leading by 2. Edgewood into the front court. They've got 2 timeouts. And head coach Matt Wadsworth uses one with 7.2 seconds left. Kamarian Washington, who had made just 2 threes all season, has made the 2 biggest buckets of the night for Bloomington North. This one a crowd silencer that has the Edgewood student section stunned.
I mean, Nick, to come into a game in early February of the high school basketball season, and you've made 2 3-point jumpers on the season, all due respect, you probably shouldn't even be shooting many three-pointers the rest of the year. But to nail one when you were down by 4, the definition of on the ropes on the road, he cut the deficit to a 1-point game, and then to hit one that could prove to be the game-winning shot in this game. He was the 4th option on that play. They tried their 1-2 punch across Junior. They went to Lindemann, tried to get him involved on the block. They guarded it perfectly, Edgewood did. And it was just as simple as a kick to the corner on the guy they helped off on, because that's who they wanted to help off on, and he made him pay. I mean, that's serious guts right there.
And you have to imagine Jason Spear told Kamarian Washington, hey, you just did this, now go do it again. I'd have to imagine.
So who do you go to now?
I would think if you're Edgewood, you've got to put it in the hands of Reese Roberts. He's got a game-high 18 points for them.
I mean, Jones at 6'7", he's had back-to-back three-pointers as well.
Jones a mismatch. Edgewood has it in the forecourt, 7.2 seconds to go. Edgewood trailing by 2. They do still have a timeout. Inbound comes to Druckery on the right wing. Lobs it back up to Norris with 4 seconds. Now with 3, with 2, and another timeout taken by Matt Wadsworth. The clock reads half a second. It looks like there is more time than that. That should be on the clock. The referees will talk this over. By my naked eye, I think about 3 seconds. But, Luke, Edgewood looked completely out of sorts there. It didn't look like they had any sort of continuity on that offensive possession.
That's why I talked about getting the ball to Jones, just because he is 6'7". It puts a lot of pressure on the defense, where at worst he can shoot over somebody. They had all 3 of their guards touch it, and with the athleticism and swarming nature that North plays with, they were just suffocated. So we'll see what they reset the clock to. It now reads 1.8 seconds. So now you got to really get creative if you're Coach Wadsworth and draw up a play that's going to free someone open off a catch and shoot that they can step into and get one off to win it or tie it. Because that last play, that was not it. There was way too many moving parts, and there was only 7 seconds left when it started.
They put 1.8 seconds on the clock. Bloomington North leads Edgewood 52-50. Edgewood has the ball in the forecourt. The Mustangs just used their final timeout. Buzzer-beating 3 would win it for the Mustangs. It would give them their first home win in a month and a half and set them back above 500 after they've lost 4 of their last 5. Right now, the hero for Bloomington North is Kamarian Washington, who made the go-ahead 3 just moments ago. The tension here in Edgewood, very palpable. Everybody biting their nails, anxiously looking around. The Edgewood fans here can't believe it. But they've got 1.8 seconds to pull off a miracle. Do the Edgewood Mustangs.
Got to go for the jugular here. I'd try a three-pointer. I'd fake a pass to the low block and try and get a kind of picket fence look, center court, straightaway 3.
A.J. Norris to inbound right in front of us. Norris has the ball in his hands. Edgewood working into its set. Roberts flashes open. The ball deflected out of bounds. Last touched by Bloomington North. Half a second came off the clock as defending the inbounder was Nathan Walker. And they're going to go back to 1.5 seconds. I thought half a second was a little bit too much there. So 1.5 seconds on the clock. Both teams out of timeouts. A 2-point basket ties it. A 3 wins it. Inbounder is A.J. Norris. He needs to get it in. He needs to find an open man. It goes to Roberts. He dribbles once, shoots from the top as the clock hits 0. The shot is no good. And Bloomington North escapes with a 52-50 rivalry win over Edgewood on the Mustangs' home floor. Tough as nails is Kamarian Washington, the Bloomington North guard, who had made just 2 threes all season, averaged less than 2 points a game. But Luke Brenneman, he made 2 huge threes, one to cut it back to a 1-point game, and the second, the most important of all, the game-winning basket in the final 5 seconds of game time.
That's as good as high school basketball as you're going to see around this area, Nick. I mean, that's one of the games of the season. Hoosier Country 105 comes in. We call it the game of the week in the open. You're kind of thinking 2 teams, yes, a rivalry, different classes. One's playing really good basketball. The other's lost 4 of 5. Haven't won at home since December 20. And Edgewood, I mean, they played well enough to win this game. You don't typically say that. They weren't 1 punch short. Yes, they were 1 3-pointer at the buzzer away from actually winning the game. But Bloomington North stole this game in the final minute. They trailed by 4 with 65 seconds left. They trailed by 2 with 18 seconds left. And Washington comes up with a 3 with 7 seconds left in this ball game. And that is all she wrote. What a treat to be here. And it breaks your heart for these high school kids because Edgewood really left it all out there. And the home crowd was in full support. It was a fantastic atmosphere. The sportsmanship was there the entire way. That's what it's all about right there. I'm just glad that we were a part of it on WHCC Hoosier Country 105.
The final from Edgewood, Bloomington North 52, Edgewood 50. Kamarian Washington's game-winning 3-point basket is the difference for North. The Cougars improved to 9-4 on the season, 7-2 on the road. And they will head to Zionsville to take on the Eagles on Saturday. Edgewood drops to 7-8. They will visit Cascade also on Saturday. That's going to do it for the Hoosier Country 105 High School Basketball Game of the Week. For Luke Brenneman, I'm Nick Rodecat. Bloomington North beats Edgewood in a thriller, 52-50, your final. You've been listening to the Hoosier Country 105 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
You've been listening to Hoosier Country 105's High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Carpets Plus Color Towel, Inside Out Kitchen and Bath, Coughlin Orthodontics, Bounds Flooring, and JC Bank. All season long, Hoosier Country 105 High School Basketball on 105.1 FM and online at WHCC105.com.